Buenos dias. How are you feeling this morning? How did you wake up on this beautiful 174th day of the year? It is a sunny, gorgeous day here in Jeffreys Bay in South Africa. I went surfing this morning at Super Tubes right out the front here, which was so nice. Even though the water was a little chillier than what I'm used to, I had to wear a wetsuit, but I just felt like a little kid being out there. It's such an iconic wave. It's a place I've wanted to come my whole life, so being here just feels so special and so wonderful. So I'm definitely leaning into the gratitude of being here and enjoying this amazing place on this beautiful day. How are you? Hopefully you got a good night of rest and you're also enjoying a nice yin slow start to your day, to your morning, to this cycle of a new day. As I said, we're on day 174 of the year, and according to 365 Tao by Deng Ming Tao, our word on day 174 is worship. So grab your books, grab your journal and something to write with. Find that nice quiet and comfy place where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 15 minutes or so while we read together, remembering that 15 minutes is just 1% of your day. So commit to 1% of your day to being here and now, present. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in with long exhales out. Open up your books and let's start reading together on the subject of worship. You can worship gods, but you cannot worship Tao. Adoration of your God is more beautiful than lovers, more fulfilling than feasts, more valuable than mammon. It provides greater shelter than palaces. Proper worship is joyous and ecstatic. If you have a limited view of worship, you can always lose sight of holiness. When you're on a junior level of achievement, you can turn away from your gods at any time. Those who follow Tao know that Tao is not the God on the altar, and they therefore see their God in every action and never lose sight of the divine. Gods can be worshipped, but the Tao can't be worshipped. Why? Because gods lead to good things and inspire our highest devotion. As magnificent as this is to imagine, it is still limited when compared to the eternity of Tao. Tao has no definitions, no limit, no personal or individual consciousness. Thus, to worship Tao is meaningless, for our effort would be lost in an infinite sea. There is no supplication to it, for it will not respond. There is no adoration of it, for it displays no glory. There is no ecstatic union with it, for it has no differentiations. Tao is great, Tao is eternal. Anything limited and small, even worship, disappears in it. One can only ever enter Tao to become a part of its limitlessness. So that is an interesting way to think about the concept of Tao, right? Tao is everything. Tao is omnipresent. Tao is present in everything. We are Tao. Life is Tao. The universe is Tao. Tao is everywhere. But at the same time, as it says here, it cannot be named. It cannot be worshipped. It's too magnificent to imagine. It's bigger than what we can comprehend. It's actually kind of the paradox of Taoism in general. And there's quite a few times when I read this little book or I think about the concept of Tao in general, and it can be quite confusing because it's not like a god in a traditional sense. It's not a religion in a traditional sense. Tao is everything. Tao is nature. Tao is the universe. Tao is the weather. Tao is all of these things, but at the same time, you can't define it. So that's really difficult to wrap your head around sometimes. And I think today's passage is a really good example of that. So rather than trying to cling to like a definition or cling to a concept or cling to a name about what Tao is, just see it in everything. As it said here, I can't remember exactly where it was. It says here, see the God in every action and never lose sight of the divine. Rather than just trying to pinpoint it as one specific thing or one specific name, see it unfolding everywhere. Look at the plants and see Tao. Look, there's a little bee on the flower here. Look at that and see Tao. Look out at the ocean and see dolphins and waves, and that's Tao. Look at the love that you have between your children or your family members or your friends, that's Tao. Like a beautiful, magnificent building of worship, that's Tao. It's kind of crazy when you really like think about it, that it can be literally anything that you want it to be, but at the same time, it doesn't have one specific name. So that's an interesting thing to wrap your head around first thing in the morning. And it's an interesting thing to journal about as well, but perhaps rather than thinking about writing about it today, just move through your day with gratitude for everything. Look for Tao in everything. Look for the beauty in everything. Look for the divine in everything. And when you notice something beautiful, when you feel something special between a family member or a friend, or you see something beautiful happening in the world, acknowledge that as Tao. Something that you can do today and every day as well. Just walk around with a little more gratitude in your heart today than perhaps you would have under any other circumstances. So I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day on this 174th day of the year. Thank you so much for being here and starting the day with me. It's always a pleasure to do so, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye.